Hey guys, it's Ty with Ty the Dog Guy on the Daily, and I was just sitting here in my living room here doing some work, and I've got my dog doing a place command over there on the bed, and these are two of my clients' dogs. It's Sonia and Simon, just hanging out. This is if you're watching the video part. If not, if you're just listening to the audio part, I've got 3 dogs here in the living room doing a downstay with me. And each of them have been doing a downstay for a while. You can see these two are just about sleeping, and this one's, my little girl here, who is a wild, high-energy dog, is nice and relaxed. And I wanted to talk about the power of duration work. Now, when I say duration work, I'm talking about, the literal definition of duration, doing something for a given amount of time. It's highly uncommon that folks that I meet, that their dogs don't know how to sit. Almost every dog I meet, when they're coming to me for training, the dog knows how to sit. A lot of them know how to lie down. Some of them know how to come. Some of them know how to heel. Regardless, just about every dog that I meet has some degree of obedience training. It's rare that a dog hasn't been taught a single thing. But it's highly rare for dogs that I meet for the first time to have any sort of understanding of duration. Meaning, somebody can get their dog to sit in the living room with a treat, but it's going to happen for about 10 seconds. I mean, some of the biggest brags, and don't feel bad if I'm outing you here, but folks often brag, I can tell my dog to wait, I can put the food dish down and he'll wait for 30 seconds. And then I'll tell him to go eat the food dish and he'll go eat the food. And so, for most folks, 30 seconds to a minute of duration of doing something is a big deal. When in reality, to get the types of results that we want, in order to get dogs that are calm, respectful, not anxious, not aggressive, at the root of a lot of that is having duration work. The dog understands how to do a downstay for 10, 20, 30 minutes, an hour. The dog understands that when I say heel and we start walking, that you're going to keep heeling until we stop heeling. And that might be 5 minutes, it might be 50 minutes, it might be 2 hours, depending on where we're heeling to. Or I've asked you to wait at the door. It might be 2 seconds, or it might be 2 minutes because I got to go out and grab the mail and come back in. But regardless, it's rare that someone comes to me with duration work that happens, like I say, for longer than 30 seconds. And this is one of the biggest keys to your dog's happiness, to your happiness, is getting a dog who understands how to do something for a long period of time. Now, there's plenty of dogs that are going to sit and take a nap on, with the sun beating through the window and, like these dogs are. But there's so few dogs that will actually do that because they were asked to, because they were given that command. And so if your dog gets tired and takes a nap, who cares? That's not duration work. But if your dog has a little bit of energy like this one, and you say, go to bed or place or whatever, and she does and she stays put, what that is that's a dog developing a great deal of impulse control. Because she would much rather, my dog here who's sitting on her bed, would much rather be running around the house and chasing tennis balls and doing things like that. But I'm working. It's not time for that. There's going to be time for that later. Right now, the only thing that it's time for is doing duration work and staying put. Or like I say, so many dogs suffer because, maybe they get on walks, but the walks that they go on, the dog's mind isn't engaged and they aren't asked to actually heal for any sort of duration work. And so duration work is such a big piece of teaching this calm and teaching this impulse control and teaching this self-discipline. Now, the key to it is very simple. The key is, what do you do when the dog stops doing the behavior? Because for most folks, like let's say they had the dog lie down and the dog gets up 10 seconds later, what do? They just remind the dog to get down, or they allow the dog to walk away, or they don't do anything, or whatever. The key to duration work is saying, no, I insist that you keep doing it. And so if we're heeling and the dog decides, I'm not going to heel, well, we might give a little bit of a correction. Or if we're doing a downstay and the dog decides, I'm not going to do a downstay anymore, you might give a little bit of a correction and teach the dog, no, we've just got to keep doing this until we're done. It's awesome. This is fun. This is enjoyable. It's engaging. But we've got to keep doing it till we're done. Dogs who can just simply decide whenever they feel like it that they don't need to wait anymore, they don't need to heel anymore, they don't need to sit anymore, are dogs that get out in the road and get hit by cars, are dogs that that deal with aggression issues or anxiety issues. Dogs that understand how to put the needs or the wants of their owners in the form of duration work ahead of their own desires are dogs that can be nice, calm, respectful, happy family members. Duration work, guys, it's a huge key. Get after it.